has the beat gone? I thought we were going to hit them with a little collaboration at the start. Can you imagine we were getting ready for the media hub at the Bel Dragon?
Have you always loved words? Why are they so important to you?
Yeah, so ever since I was, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 years old, I've been a big fan of words. Words of, no, I think, yeah, basically for all people I would say that words are something that can be exciting, even from a very, very tiny age. My son, who you met when he shouted that he needed a poo midway through my performance, Bree absolutely loves words as well. Like, I think that we make connections between sounds in our heads even when we're really, really tiny.
So, were you the top of your class at English when you were our age?
I was probably top in terms of enthusiasm. I very much liked stories and telling stories and shit. I probably talked a bit too much, to be honest, to be top of the class, but...
You grew up in Brighton. What was that like?
Well, I was like I was a bit of a hippie kid, so I was kind of raised on a diet of lentils and chickpeas. I didn't have any chocolate, and I used to love the Levelers and Nirvana. And I one day just discovered I could rap, and I suddenly fell in love with the hip-hop culture.
What's your favourite word in the entire English language?
The word hullabaloo. I also like goggles and spaghetti and avalanche and donut and dusk and wallop and blubber and zip.
So, can anyone write a poem?
Of course. Anyone could. Yeah, that's one of the main things that I love about going to work with people like yourselves is that it's just, I don't know, sometimes people just need reminding in their poems already. You're not calling me little bugger anymore, I'm 3. And I said, what am I going to call you? And he called me the 3 guy. That's a poem. Like, you're interesting people, you've got ideas, opinions, stories to tell, and I think that if you put them together using words in an exciting way, people are more likely to sit up and listen to that. So it's about being who you are in your own poem, you know?
What is it about rap that you like? What does rap do that other art forms don't?
Okay, yeah. So in terms of rap, for me, it's the combination of words with music and the rhythm, the connections that they make. I was talking before about toddlers getting into words, and our brains are kind of wired from early on to connect different patterns and sounds to predict what will come next. We love thinking about what will happen. You know, in a picture book, a kid's picture book, where you're looking, you know that some of it rhymes, you're looking for what comes next, and I think that, but in terms of what does it do that other art forms don't, so you read something on a page, yeah, and you understand what it means. But do you know when you feel what something means? Do you know the difference in that? You couldn't quite put it into words, but you're like, oh, I know what that means. I think that's what rap and poetry does. Something that isn't in the words on the page, it's in the space between the words. People leave a performance feeling like they've taken something with them.
Where have you performed, and what was the strangest place?
Okay, I was the poet in residence on a 30-foot wooden hippo, which was moored on the side of the River Thames for a month. That's probably the weirdest. I've done a lot of performances in schools, hospitals, prisons. I've performed at Wembley Stadium, in fact. Obviously, nobody was there, they wouldn't let me on the pitch, but I still did my poem on the side. Neasden Temple, that's near a big IKEA. That's a good spot. The IKEA, very nice. Didn't perform there. Yeah, loads of places. Where have you performed, guys?
Not yet. Not anywhere yet.
At Kent Theatre. You're performing here now. You've performed at the Maidenhead Media Hub at Bel Dragon in Cookham as a host, a presenter, in fact. Nice.
Can you share one of your poems with us?
I can share some of one of my poems with you, indeed. I certainly can. So about how you learn to be yourself and stand up for yourself. So I'm going to show you the start of that, tell you a little bit about Lexi. Lexi likes picking out odd socks on purpose for her and Mum. One fluorescent yellow, one lime green, so when they both leave in their uniforms, they know that underneath there is something special hiding there that nobody can see. Lexi likes the number 8 because she's 8 years old. If there's one thing Lexi doesn't like, it's doing what she's told. Unless it's a good idea, of course, in which case, fine. In which case, cool. Like the time Grandad suggested that on the way to school they made a list of all-time funniest fantasy dance-offs. They had a panda versus a horse. They had Grandad in his baggy shorts versus a badger that could breakdance. They had a massive angry anaconda versus a novice snake charmer. But on the day of our show, Lexi's got a lot on her mind, and so she needs your help, guys, to think of a dance-off that's going to be worthy of its place on that all-time list. So if you could think of an animal that you'd have in a dance-off that'd be funny to watch dancing, what animal would you, my friend, have?
I would have a shark.
Nice. And how about you?
I would probably have a field mouse.
A shark versus a field mouse. What's your slightly, I suppose dance-wise, we don't know how it's going to pan out. What would your field mouse be wearing?
Probably a frilly tutu.
Field mouse in a frilly tutu versus shark. And what might a shark wear for a dance-off?
A swimming fin, another fin.
An extra fin, so it's like the double fin.
Yeah.
The two fin, Sharky, aka two fins, against the field mouse in a frilly tutu. Yeah. A frilly blue tutu. Nice. Even getting the rhymes in as well. The blue tutu on the frilly. Yeah, nice. Excellent. You get the idea.
What brought you to Maidenhead? What is your favourite spot in the area?
What brought me to Maidenhead? First Great Western train from Paddington. So I moved here. My wife's family live around Maidenhead, and she grew up around here. So I've spent quite a lot of time here coming to stay with them. I've got a little boy now. His cousins live in Maidenhead. We wanted to be near them when he was growing up. And my favourite spot is probably Northern Farm. It's a lovely arts centre just around the corner from my house. Questions got?
Can you find a word that rhymes with orange?
I certainly can. I'll come back to you on. Do I have to find it now?
Yes.
I will dedicate the next 10 years of my life to archiving and studying potential candidates for words. But basically, it's all about how you say it. So you know what a syllable is? How many syllables are there in Simon? Two, there's two, exactly, yeah. And so in orange, there's two as well. And you get a thing called a half rhyme. The teacher will call it assonance, but it's just a half rhyme. So you could have like orange porridge. But it's not exactly a rhyme, but if you say it right, you could have, and the bowl arrived, and it was full of orange porridge.
If you could perform anywhere, where would you perform?
Other than Bel Dragon in Cookham or Holy Trinity Primary School in Cookham, I have to pick another.
Yeah.
Okay, third. Or Northern Fire. Can't be any of those three. Or Wembley. It can't. Or those four. I would like to perform on a rooftop cocktail bar in Mexico City. Really big on a huge screen so that everyone could get it. That's where I'd go. Thanks very much for interviewing me today. Cheers, guys. Let's give these guys a round of applause.